করে
Sharif,
আমি আমার বক্তব্য
Asaduddeen, ovaisi.
আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করছি।
3 minutes, please be brief. 3 minutes.
Thank you, sir. So the last 6 months have been very eventful as far as India's foreign policy is concerned. The Honorable Prime Minister's visit to Washington for the nuclear security summit, visit to Brazil for the BRICS summit and the ISBA summit, the visit of Prime Minister to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the subsequent Riyadh declaration of 1st March 2010, joint statement of Ministers of IBSA, sir, on the status of Middle East, joint declaration between India and Russia to further strengthening their ties, and then the BIMSTEC Convention on combating international terrorism, drugs, which the Honorable External Affairs Minister went to Myanmar in December 17. Sir, as there is paucity of time, I'll just limit myself to 3 points, sir. The first point is on passports. In this year's budget, there is a 4% decrease in the passport budget. Sir, in our state, the Hyderabad Regional Passport Office has this distinction of issuing the largest number of passports in India. Last year they issued 3 lakh passports, and this year that it might go beyond 4 lakh. The problem in Hyderabad Regional Passport Office is there's a huge shortage of staff, and that is why people are worried we are getting a bad name over there. And added to this thing, sir, is that countries like Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, US, New Zealand, Australia and Kuwait are insisting on police clearance certificate, which they have made mandatory. And that too they are saying that it should be country specific. Now this has added more burden on the passport office. I can say with full responsibility, sir, that in Hyderabad, in Lucknow and in Bangalore, people are queuing up to get these tokens for police clearance certificate from 3 o'clock in the morning. I would like to know what is the Honorable Minister doing. Now this has been going on from last nearly 2.5 months. Why isn't things are moving in his department? When people are queuing from 3 o'clock in the night, what are the regional passport officers doing? Why can't a note verbal be issued by the Ministry of External Affairs to all these foreign embassies and missions that we will issue one police certificate clearance which will be good enough for all foreign countries and which would be valid for 2 years? That is not being done. I hope the Honorable Minister will take into consideration my request to him. Second point, sir. India has always stood by the Palestinian cause. India has always stood with Arab countries. But what we see now, sir, is that when it comes to Israeli aggression, the barbarism of Zionism, India has always used soft words. Why has there been a sudden shift in our policy towards Palestinian people? This government is a different government than what P.V. Narasimha Rao stood for. That process was started there. And what we use that, Israel is building settlements in Jerusalem. Israel is doing suppression and violence in Gaza. And what the language is used by external affairs is we urge Israel. Why don't we condemn Israel? Why don't we condemn the Zionist aggression? This is what we want to hear. And we have stood by them. Another point on this issue, sir. Why has India raised the relationship with Israel to strategic and secret level? Take the example, sir. In 2006, we purchased UAVs. From 2006 till now, I say with all the responsibility, the UAVs are lying in cold storage. Why? Because the Israelis have not given us the cameras. No open bidding is done for Israeli defense project. Why is this corruption allowed? And third point, sir. The visit of the Prime Minister to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been heralded as a new chapter in India-Saudi relation. The BJP people talk about what has been the change. In NDA time and in UPA time, we find King Abdullah saying very categorically and saying that India need not worry about its energy needs or deficit. We will stand by India. That in itself is a great and huge assurance given by Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. My request to the Minister, sir, is that even during the late Indira Gandhi's time, which was a historic visit, bilateral agreements were signed and kept in cold storage. I would request through you to the Minister, form a nucleus group of various departments, commerce, petrol, education, let them work so that these agreements can be put into practice. Last point, sir, about this Hajj goodwill delegation. For God's sake, stop this political patronage of unemployed politicians. You stop this thing. 6 crores, 7 crores is a criminal waste, sir, that can be given to poor Muslim girls. Stop this thing. It is of no use at all. We have an Indian ambassador. We have a consul general. They can represent India. I mean, this Hajj goodwill delegation comprising of 30 unfit, misfit Muslims who go there and they are being taken care of. And I'm concluding, sir. They are being taken care of the Indian embassy, whereas their job should be to take care of the poor Hajis. Lastly, sir, about this Hajj subsidy, the demand has been raised from BJP. Why Hajj subsidy is given? I have no problem. If all religious subsidies are taken away, let it be taken away, we have no problem. It will not stop Muslims of India performing Hajj. When you talk about Hajj subsidy, you don't talk about the Kumbh Mela subsidy. What sort of discrimination is this? And this Hajj subsidy, pardon, sir? Sir, I also pay income tax as an Indian. Don't I pay income tax? I'm not exempted, Mr. Joshi. I pay tax also, you also pay tax. And what I'm saying is that, let us finish the subsidy. Why should we have subsidy? I have no problem at all. I have no problem at all. Sir, building selection
Okay,
for
sir,
Hajj.
please.
I am concluding,
Next,
sir.
sir.
I'm concluding. Sir, last
Always
word.
time is over.
Just last word. Sir, it is not even 2 minutes.
No, I have the 5 minutes you are taken.
No, sir,
please,
I'm concluding, sir. Let me just conclude. I mean, I know you have short a positive of time. Rebuilding of Afghanistan, the outcome budget of the external affairs, 442 crores were given. Till December, only 100 crores were spent. Why such thing is happening, sir? These are, and with this, sir,
Okay.
I thank
Right.
you and I support the demand for
Sorry,
funds. Thank you.
me and